and most of the time you won't even be called for an interview, except it's like, in very rare cases. Hey, welcome back to the channel, and on this episode of our content, I'm going to be talking about all of the major key aspects that you need to look into when you're considering to study abroad. All of the major aspects that you need to consider when you try to study in the UK. We all know that, when you're trying to study abroad, there are a whole couple of things that you need to, look into for you to actually be able to decide the final country that you really want to study in. And without much ado, we're going to skip into the very first thing that you need to consider when you're trying to study in the UK. So first of all, we're going to talk about the visa requirements. As we already mentioned in our last content, if you've not seen it yet, you can go check it out. The visa requirement for the UK is quite straightforward, and it's for you to look for an institution that has license to sponsor international students from other parts of the world into the UK to study in their institutions, and for you to get an offer with that institution, for you to meet the requirement for the offer with that institution, for you to move on from there to getting a confirmation of acceptance of study, which is called the CAS. And after you've gotten the CAS, you also be required to have like a financial document or a financial statement to show that you're capable of being able to pay for your tuition and your living expenses. And then after you've been able to sort out order, you now move to, if there's a requirement for you to have an English test. Most likely, if you're not from a country that is recognized as an English speaking country, it's going to require you to have like an English test. So that's like the third requirement for your visa. So the three major requirements for a visa in the United Kingdom is for you to have an offer, a confirmation of acceptance to study, and then you need a financial statement, which has to be like maybe like a bank statement that has your name on it, or your sponsor's name, which could be your parent or your guardian or something. Or you could also use like a sponsorship letter if you've got like a scholarship and all that. And the third thing is for you to have the English test, which is the IELTS. And if you're from countries that are on the list of countries that need to show a tuberculosis certificate, for instance like Nigeria and some other countries, you also be required to have like a tuberculosis certificate for you to be able to apply for the visa. And it's also important for you to keep looking at the gov.uk website to see if they've updated the requirements before you consider studying in the UK. And once you are able to provide all of the relevant documents, you're almost like 80 to 90 or 100% sure of getting a visa. And most of the time you won't even be called for an interview, except it's like, in very rare cases, as compared to like other countries where they might say, okay, you should provide a bank statement of like 6 months, and all that, and you still go for an interview, and after all that rigorous process, you might not even get the visa. And that's why the UK has been like a top choice for a whole lot of international students, because that you're going to put in that investment, and 9 out of the top 10 times you're not going to be disappointed. Another thing we're going to consider when we're trying to study in the UK is the education system. As you already know, the UK is known for its high quality of education, and that's why you see like a whole lot of people from all around the world keep coming to the UK to study. And this is because you can get a degree from the UK, maybe your master's, your bachelor's, or your PhD or whatsoever, and it's going to be relevant in any part of the world, and you're going to get value for your money. So the UK has a whole lot of prestigious universities, colleges, and various institutions that offer a wide range of courses at different levels that you can apply to. And you can always note that the academic year for the UK runs from September to June or July, although there are some universities that receive students in January, and some of them receive students in like May or April, thereabout. But you've got to look into the university that you want to study in and the course you want to study in, and then you see the entry dates for that particular course that you need to study in. Another major aspect that we're going to consider is the tuition fee and scholarship. The UK has a wide range of institutions that has different tuition fees depending on the course you want to study, the ranking of the institution, and the level of study that you intend to enroll in. So it's very important for you to do your research properly and to weigh your options based on your budget and see which institution and course suits the budget that you got and your goal as regards to your academic pursuit. Also, you might need to check the institution that you're interested in and see what scholarship and financial aid options that they've got for you to be able to fund your study. So another key aspect that we're going to consider is the accommodation. So there are a wide range of accommodation available for international students when you come into the UK, and it ranges from university hall residence to like private student housing and even like private rental. So it's important for you to start considering what accommodation that you want to have when you get into the UK, and then checking out the cost so that you can add it to your budget before you come into the UK. Another important aspect that we're going to consider is the health care. In the UK, international students have access to the National Health Service, and this will require you during your visa application to pay the health surcharge for the period of duration of your study. So once you get in, it's important for you to look for the nearest GP and local GP and register. And in so doing, you will be able to access all of the health care benefits. Another important aspect that we're going to look into is the work option. For international students, you're allowed to work part-time during term time and then full-time during holidays. It's also important to keep checking and updating yourself from the gov.uk website on the regulation regarding your work time, because sometimes it might change, and if you don't know, it would result to you defaulting the regulations for your visa, and this might in turn affect you in the future, probably when you want to go for like a post-study visa option and all that. So for international students, you are allowed to apply for a post-study visa of 2 years that can be granted to you to allow you to work after you've done your study program in the UK. So another key aspect that we're going to look into is the cultural and social life. So the UK has diverse and multicultural space that is inclusive and allows people from different cultures and different countries and different way of life to come into the UK as international students to study in the UK. So as an international student, you have access to literally people from all walks of life. So you can, meet people from Asia, from Africa, from America, from Australia, and from, virtually every continent, and people with diverse cultures. So it's easy for you to integrate. And most institutions have clubs and activities that allow students to smoothly integrate into the British culture and the general multicultural space, and encourages you to integrate and network and meet people from different parts of the world. And this in turn contributes to your growth process and your ability to see the world from different perspectives and from the eyes of millions of people from different parts of the world, especially in big cities like maybe London, Manchester, Birmingham. You can always find very nice places that you can go out to mingle with a lot of people, talk to people, get to know people. If you're the club type, you can stay out all night till maybe 3 a.m. and all that. And it's nice, it's fun. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, so you can always find time to refresh yourself, chill and unwind. Another key aspect we're going to look into is the safety and well-being. So the safety of international students is a top priority for the UK government. A lot of people that I've met personally, I've not seen much complaint of people having feeling unsafe or feeling insecure when it comes to the safety and well-being of people living in the UK. And apart from the government's effort to keep people safe and secure, most schools have systems in place to help support students with various issues, and this could include academic, personal, or health related issues. So it's important to consider your safety and security when trying to study abroad, and the UK is somewhere that is safe for international students to come and study. You don't have to worry about terrorism threats and all that. Everything is calm and secure. You can go out anytime, come in anytime. Another important aspect that you can look into when you're trying to study in the UK would be travel and exploration. So the UK offers international students different opportunity for you to travel and explore and go on adventures to different places around the UK. Various beautiful cities, landmarks, attractions that you can explore as an international student, and just go on various adventures. And one good thing about the UK is the UK has an excellent transport system. So you can go from one place to the other. Either you're using the train, the bus, the tram, or plane, maybe your personal transportation. And this makes it very easy for you to get from, one city to the other to, just travel and explore while you're studying. And even if you want to see like other part of Europe within this time of your study, you can apply for like a Schengen visa, which will allow you to travel to some part of European countries that allow Schengen visa. The final aspect we're going to consider for this video would be immigration and visa compliance. So it's important for you to familiarize yourself with the immigration rules and regulations so that you don't default, and you'll be able to comply with all of them while you're studying in the UK. And this includes maintaining enrollment of your course, monitoring your visa expiration date, reporting any changes in your circumstance to the right authorities, and ensuring that you don't engage in any crime that would make you to lose your visa. So overall, if you want to study in the UK as an international student, it's important for you to plan ahead and understand that it can be a very rewarding adventure, because it would avail you the opportunity to have one of the best education in the world, and also have the opportunity to meet people from diverse and multicultural space, and also give you the opportunity to have a personal and overall career growth in the process of you studying in the UK. So I wish you all the best in all your endeavor, and if this video has been helpful, you can like and share, and also subscribe and check out other videos on this channel that might be helpful to you. And we look forward to making more relevant content for you to help you to achieve your goals and dreams and help you to live your best life. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching this video. Cheers.